All right, today we're diving into a really powerful literary reflection on a timeless archetype, the Prince of Darkness. We're going to deconstruct his many identities, not just as some simple villain, but as this complex figure who is forged in loss, who's driven by pride, and who operates this vast machinery of ruin. So let's get into it.
This line right here gets to the absolute heart of the story. You see, the core of this character isn't just plain old malice, it's a festering memory. It's that burning resentment of falling from grace, a brilliance that's been twisted into its exact scorching opposite. This pride, this is the engine for everything that's about to happen.
So, if you really want to understand the adversary, you have to start where he does, with the memory of what he lost. For him, this isn't some dusty old history. It's a living, breathing wound. It's the very origin story of his shadow self. And here you can see that profound transformation laid bare. On one hand, he was the morning star. The very symbol of celestial glory. But after the rebellion, that identity is completely shattered. He becomes the liar from the beginning, and it's like he wears his lost radiance not as a badge of honor, but as a bitter joke, a mockery of what he used to be.
This leads us to a really key concept, the Devil's Hour. Now, this isn't just some spooky time of night. For the adversary, it's a kind of psychological sanctuary. It's the one moment, shielded from the judging light of day, where he can fully embrace his power, really reflect on his fall, and feel the cold, heavy weight of that dark crown. So let's see how this memory of the fall helps him build this whole new identity. He's known by a lot of titles, but these aren't just nicknames. As we're about to see, each name is a weapon, a specific tool in his arsenal of power. And wow, what a list it is! Each one of these names is an archetype, a different mask he wears to exert his influence over the cosmos and over us. He's a multifaceted being for sure, and each name unlocks a totally different dimension of his role. As the Great Accuser, he's basically the ultimate cosmic prosecutor. His whole job is to test every soul, to find the cracks in everyone's resolve. The source text actually calls him the obstacle placed in the path of every soul seeking the narrow gate, and he doesn't just observe failure, he absolutely relishes it. And then you've got the dragon. This isn't just a monster from a storybook, it's a symbol of cosmic, primordial power. It connects him to these ancient, chaotic forces that existed before the world was even made. It's a reminder of the sheer scale of his rebellion, a power so immense it could literally sweep a third of the stars from the sky. Now this is brilliant because it shows you exactly how he works. As the king of the children of pride, he doesn't have to rule with brute force. He reigns by mastering and weaponizing the very thing that caused his own fall: pride. He encourages our vanity, sits back, and just watches as we build our own towers of Babel, knowing they're destined to crumble. Okay, so we've seen what he is. Now let's dig into how he operates. This next part is all about his methods, the intricate machinery he uses to sow discord and corruption in the world. You can almost see his method as this deliberate three-step playbook for corrosion. First, as the scattered one, he creates division. Then, as the tempter, he dangles power and earthly kingdoms, basically renewing that infamous offer from the desert. And finally, he anchors himself in our own darkness, using our vices as both his armor and our chains. The source uses this really powerful metaphor to explain just how subtle his influence is. See, he doesn't need to destroy goodness outright. All he has to do is plant these invisible tares, these little seeds of suspicion and jealousy among the wheat of human potential. He corrupts it from the inside and guarantees a harvest of conflict. And that's the real kicker, isn't it? His greatest weapon isn't some mythological beast or cosmic power. Nope, it's his profound understanding of human nature. He knows that the simple lure of power is a hook that we will swallow greedily, making his job almost effortless. And that brings us to the final and, maybe the most chilling part of this whole narrative. How does this huge mythological figure, after his midnight ritual, translate his presence into our everyday world? The end result of all his work isn't some dramatic takeover. It's a quiet, subtle integration. He doesn't need a throne, because his influence becomes this unseen force within the very structures of our society, a corrupting whisper to those in power, a seed of doubt in those who are supposed to be righteous. And right here, this is his ultimate source of power. It's not external, it's internal. His anchor is this shared darkness that already exists within us. He just mirrors and amplifies the flaws that are already part of humanity, which makes him an inseparable part of the human condition.
So let's circle back to those names for a second. This is a really critical point. Serpent, dragon, accuser, tempter. These are not just epic-sounding titles. They are job descriptions. They're the active, ongoing functions he performs continuously in the world.
The ritual ends with this chilling sense of finality. The devil's hour is over, the prologue is finished. But its effect is permanent. His presence is no longer just an event. It has become a silent, unbreakable law woven right into the fabric of the world. So we're left with this pretty big question. If this archetypical force isn't some figure in a red cape, but a subtle, permanent influence, a whisper, a shadow, a seed of discord, then how do we even begin to recognize its work in the bright, ordinary light of our own day?